Hi, I'm Rich Torrey. Welcome to another Level Up Cartooning. All you ever need to follow along with me is a pencil and paper. It doesn't get any easier than that, right? Okay, if you were with me last week, then you know we drew a scene from one of my favorite Looney Tunes shorts of all time, the classic Robin Hood Daffy, which included Daffy Duck as Robin Hood and Porky Pig as Friar Tuck. To keep the classic cartoon scene theme going, I thought we'd take a crack at one of the most iconic images of two of the most iconic cartoon characters in history, the Honorable Tom and Jerry, although it may be more accurate to call them in this drawing Tom Chasing Jerry. Created by the team of William Hanna and Joseph Barbera, Tom and Jerry, who originally were going to be called Jasper and Jinx, first appeared in the 1940 theatrical short called Puss Gets the Boot. One of MGM's animators, John Carr, actually came up with the name Tom and Jerry, winning a $50 prize in a studio naming contest. At the time, Tom and Jerry was actually the name of a holiday cocktail that included eggnog, brandy, and rum. So now you know. Anyway, our classic Tom and Jerry scene gives us the opportunity to work on a bunch of things: expressions, expressive hands, action poses, foreshortening, and drawing heads at 3/4 angle. So a lot to sink our teeth into today. Oh, and as a reminder, it's another example of a drawing where you can't start by drawing one of the character's eyeballs and magically be able to have it all work out. As you have heard me say often, we need to plan this out with a roadmap first, okay? Anyway, before we get started, make sure you hit the thumbs up and the subscribe button, as it helps this channel to grow, and hit the bell so you never miss a lesson. All right, then let's draw our scene of Tom chasing Jerry. We're going to draw Tom and Jerry step by step, giving you the secret formula to be able to draw them again and again. If you've watched any of my other videos, you know I normally use the character's head to figure out how big the entire character is. Now in this drawing, both Tom and Jerry's heads are about the same size. This is because of foreshortening. In other words, Jerry, the mouse, whose head is normally smaller than Tom, the cat, is in front and closer to us, so his head seems the same size as Tom's. With that being said, Jerry is roughly almost 2 heads tall in this running pose. In other words, however tall his head is, his entire body is just under 2 of those. And as you can see, Tom, who's normally much taller than Jerry, is all stretched out in his running pose. For the most part, his torso and head are all within the same head height. But as you can see, that outstretched arm and hand make his entire figure almost 3 heads tall. Okay, so let's draw a roadmap for Tom and Jerry. So there's our roadmap for our Tom and Jerry scene. Before we go on to step 2, I want to give you the layout of the simple shapes for our 2 cartoon legends, for those of you who want a screen grab. Just something to help you envision how to lay out your drawing. Okay, now we're on to step 2. In this step, we do what I call roughing out the features. I want to remind you that until the third and final step, you want to draw as light as possible. You'll see that I use guidelines to help me to know where to put both Tom and Jerry's eyes, muzzles, mouths, and some of the other things. We don't want those guidelines in the final drawing, so you want to draw them light enough to be able to erase them easily. Okay, so let's rough out the features for Tom and Jerry. Okay, so they're the roughed out features for Tom and Jerry. So now with the roadmap done and the features roughed out, it's time for that final step. In step 3, we get to have fun. We get to draw in the final details of Tom and Jerry. We don't have to guess where to put things because we've already done all the hard work figuring that out. As I often say, I want you to be present. And what I mean by that is you don't want to just mindlessly retrace over those lines you've already drawn. As you're drawing that final line, you want to always be thinking about how you might improve it. Stay vigilant until the very end. Okay? So let's draw in the details for Tom and Jerry. And that's how you do it. There you have it. Two of the most iconic characters in animation history, Tom and Jerry. So how do you think you did? Understand, if you've never drawn Tom and Jerry before, you can't expect to have drawn them perfectly. You notice I don't spend time coloring our Tom and Jerry scene during this video because I want my lesson to focus solely on the drawing process. But now you have the secret formula, the process for drawing Tom chasing Jerry. And with that, you can draw them again and again. And by all means, color them when you're done. I promise each time you draw them, it's going to be a little better and a little easier. I also promise the more you work with me, the better you're going to get at all of your cartoon characters. So I'd love to see your version of our Tom and Jerry scene. If you can, take a picture and post it on either Facebook or Instagram, and don't forget to include the hashtag #LevelUpCartooning. So I hope you had as much fun as I did with this one. Remember to subscribe, and thanks for joining me. Until next time, keep drawing, my friends.